You are my You.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hell yeah. Welcome back to the Pimp Daddy podcast. It's been a second.
Cinco de Mayo.
With me, as always, is Sheri Ciprane. I'm Brad Rickert. You know how it is. Good to see you guys. How you been, Sheri? You good?
Hello. Good. Yo, this is the second time in, I would say, about 8 to 10 years that I am not wearing Spanx or a faja in public.
You're looking skinny mini, dog.
Yeah, I'm 147
And
from 183.
do you have a message for the kids on how to lose weight and, how to, inspire to be...
And Ozempic.
Oh,
And
man.
Ozempic. And eat right, eat healthy,
You're
work out.
You're on that no Ozempic diet.
Yep, I got damn nose beers and, yep, exactly. No Ozempic, that's good. That is good. Damn, Brad always thinks of the funniest shit and I want to steal his jokes and use them on stage.
No. We've been doing that for a while. I want you to use the
I'm
jokes.
going to keep them.
You just keep me in your back pocket.
Like, I have all the premises and you have the punchlines. God damn it.
Oh man, I can't help it right now. Jokes is all that's going through my brain. But yeah, how much have you lost then now?
183 and I'm 147.
Damn, 35?
Mm-hmm.
Holy Christ.
Yeah.
And it's been like what? It's been like 7-8 months?
November.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, bring it
That's
on.
crazy. Damn.
Might be able to wear a sports bra and, shorts for the beach. We'll see.
There you go. It's crazy because they tell you when you're a kid, don't do drugs. Drugs are bad. And then as soon as you're of age, they're like, actually, we got a bunch of drugs that'll help you out.
Yeah. I don't even think they talk about marijuana in the DARE program anymore.
Oh, really?
I don't think so.
I didn't know the DARE program was still around.
That's true too.
But maybe they are.
Something like it.
Maybe it's more just like a it's like a kink friendly community.
Exactly.
That meets in the basement down the street in Bushwick. That could be
right.
it.
Right. Fucking walls are sweating.
Oh god.
Smelly walls. Sweating.
You ever be walking by these places in New York late at night and I know you don't walk that much. I know you drive, but are you ever drive by or walk by? And you see that it looks like the walls are sweating, like the music and the lights are pulsating and all that stuff.
They are. There's this sex party I used to go to in the basement of an Associated on Fifth Avenue in Park Slope, and the walls were wet.
Ugh.
They were wet.
Ugh.
They were wet.
And you hope it's just like you hope it's sweat.
Oh, I don't know.
Out of all the liquids it could be.
I think it's the plumbing. I think it's
oh god,
sweaty lesbians. I don't know.
Hey, well, if anyone knows about sweaty lesbians, it'd be you.
Yeah, I could take take you for a ride in that department. Write a book on it.
Oh man, don't give me a what do you call that? A segue like that. Give you a ride because I heard you gave a ride to someone recently.
Oh boy. Well, yeah. So
if you don't want to talk about it, it's cool. But you did set it up like that, so I figured I'd take a swing at it if you wanted to.
It was the wildest ride ever.
Now, Sheri is known in the comedy community in New York for having a car, amongst other things, because you drive in the city, and that's I would say 1 out of every 10 comics maybe has a car.
Yeah,
if that
rare. It's rare.
It is very rare.
Yeah.
You live a very adult. Not suburban because you do live in a city and you have a city job, but just like a more established, built-in foundation of a life here in New York than a lot of people that just come and go.
Yeah, exactly. I'm more like a Queens, like a lot of people from Queens drive.
Right.
So
true.
It's
Yeah.
More like
if they drive in from Jersey or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Staten Island.
Yeah.
Right.
So you have a car.
Yeah, and I was at a comedy club on the Upper West Side, and really famous comedian and actor from the 90s and I guess early 2000s, well established. If I said his name, you guys would 100% know who he is.
Please don't.
I'm not going to say his name.
Please don't. And you're not going to guess it.
No, and I'm not going to say what he's known for now because if I tell you, you'll know exactly who it is.
Right.
But anyway.
Any hint would be too obvious.
Right. So I'm talking to him outside, and I was like, I'll give you a ride, because he had to go to the stand. And I said, I'll give you a ride to the stand because I have to take the Manhattan Bridge home anyway. And he's like, oh, well, you can hang out in the green room if you want for a little bit, and then see how you feel. I said, all right. So I get in the car, and he gets in the front seat, and then he's like, "Oh, can you take me to the CVS right around the corner?" I said, "Sure." So I didn't think he wanted me to come in. I pull up in front of the bus stop, and I'm like, "Okay, go ahead." He's like, "No, you're coming in. You got to come in with me." Very demanding, very like, but he talks in a way where you can't tell if he's joking or not. So I'm just like, "Nah, I can't just leave my car in the bus stop." He's like, "Leave it at the bus stop." I'm like, oh, "Okay." So I go into CVS with him. As soon as he walks in the doors, he goes, "Hello, where's your makeup aisle? Where's your makeup aisle?" And this is a man in his 50s, okay? And
or 60s.
He's 57 because I asked him.
He kept talking. Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Sheri, you keep giving away hits. People have the internet.
Sure anyway, Sheri. I'm special ed. So we go and see, where's the makeup aisle?
I'm trying to help you here.
And I'm thinking he's joking, bro. And I'm like, makeup aisle? What the fuck is he talking about? And this like black girl comes out because it's like 9 at night or whatever, and she's eating a bag of hot Cheetos, and she has hot Cheeto dust all over her hands.
Is she working there?
Yeah,
okay.
She's working there. So I'm on my break, but it's in aisle 6. And then he's like, "Well, can you show me?" And I was like, "I got you, bro. I'll go with you. Let's go." So we go down to the aisle, and he's like, "What's my shade? What's my color?" And I'm like, "Me? You want me to tell you your color of makeup? First off, you're a 60-year-old man. I don't know what's happening right now." And he's like, "All right, well, I need foundation, under eye makeup, foundation, same thing, powder, a little bit of blush." And I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, "Do I need special brushes too?" And I'm like, "You're in the movie industry. You've been in tons of movies. You've been in makeup. I don't know, bro. I have no idea." I was like,
out of all the women to pick to take on a makeup run, like, why do you look at you?
Right.
Like maybe take you to Dick's Sporting Goods or something like that. Try to pick out some batting gloves.
Right. Exactly. Right. Yeah. I mean, it was nuts. I felt like he was like fucking with me, but he wasn't fucking with me. It was for real. And so the girl comes with hot Cheeto dust on her fingers, and she's helping us too. And he's like, "Can you put it on? He buys and he says, "Can you put it on for me?" And it's Maybelline, first off. Ladies, I'm in my 40s. I don't wear Maybelline anymore. I wear like Estee Lauder, Prada, like brand name makeup, because when you get old, you can tell. So it's Maybelline makeup. He said, "I need it here under my eyes. I need it here. I need it here. And then I need to rub it all in, put the whatever." So me and this girl are putting this makeup on him in CVS. Now, she's wiping the Cheeto dust off her hands. Okay?
Nice.
And then puts hand sanitizer on, so then it just goes everywhere on her hands.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's Cheeto
you
dust.
need a wash after Cheeto dust.
No,
You need a wash. You don't need to sanitize. You need a wash.
Nuts. So she puts the under eye makeup on him, dabs it in with her Cheeto dust fingers, and then I take the brush and I like smooth it in for him, and then so I'm putting makeup on this guy, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I grew up watching you in the movies, and now I'm putting makeup on you in CVS with a girl with Cheeto dust on her fingers. This is insane." And so then we do that, and we get back in the car. Now, this isn't my normal car because I wrecked my car. That's another story. A cyclist ran into me, whatever.
Different story. Mm-hmm. Another time.
So we get into this fucking rental car. It's an SUV Buick, and I don't know where the lights are. And he's like demanding, "Turn on the lights. I want to see what it looks like. I want to see what it looks like." I'm like, "You saw it's going to look better in CVS than it is in the car." You know?
Of course.
And so we turn on the lights, and like you can barely see, and someone is with us. And so he turns on his flashlight camera. I turn on mine. Homeboy puts on his, and we're all holding the things. So he's looking in the mirror, and he's like, "No, it's not right. It's not right." So he starts fixing his makeup. And I'm like, "Oh my God, this is nuts." So I start driving. He gets a call from one of his lawyers because somebody's trying to sue him for something. And he's throwing around all these famous names, and I'm just driving like, this is fucking nuts. So we get to the stand, and we're driving around trying to find a parking spot, and there's a group of girls walking, probably about 4 or 5. And now I'm legally blind, but at the moment I had my glasses on, so I could tell at the moment that they were young.
Okay.
Okay, they had to have been between like 18 and 22 at the most.
Oh shit, super young.
Maybe they were 21
20s,
to 23 or something.
Maybe
but,
20s,
I mean, they were babies.
Yeah.
It's
NYU.
a beautiful night out. Yeah, and they're in, nice little skimpy clothes. Pull over. I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Pull over right now." And I'm like, "For what?" And I knew. I was like, "Please don't let it be for this. Please don't let it be for this. Pull over." And I'm like, "All right." So I pull over. And he's like, I got 45 minutes till my set. Let me go talk to these girls. And he pull over. Get out. You'll do good with me. Come on. You're a good wingman. Get out. So we get out of the car, and he goes up to these girls, and he's like, hey, and he's like starts recording them, like, hey, what's up? And he's like doing like this, hey, what's up? He's like, you know who I am, right? And they're like, look like they got hit by a car. They're like, we gotta go. No, I don't know who you are. And this motherfucker pulls out his IMDb, shows them.
Oh my God.
Never seen any of these movies? They're like, no.
They don't even know what IMDb is.
They weren't even born yet. They have no idea. Like, well, that's me. And they're like, oh, great. We don't know you. Oh, this is my Instagram. Look how many followers I have. Look how famous I am. They're like, oh, great. That's great. And then they recognize the other person I was with instead of him. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
And that took a turn. So he got really upset, and he was like, we got back in the car, and then we drove around again for looking for a parking spot, and he made me pull over again for another group of girls.
Oh, my God.
He got out, did the same thing.
Oh, my God.
It was so weird, so annoying. And then we get to the stand, and I park, and he's like, oh, matter of fact, like, neither one of you are on the lineup, so maybe I'll just go in the green room by myself.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, bro just got rejected. Got makeup put on him with Cheeto dust and myself from CVS. You don't want us in the green room to hang out anymore. That's fine. And I want to go home because I'm terrified right now.
Yeah.
Like, this is nuts. Like, this is insane.
He needed to re-rack the balls to give it another break.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean...
That's wild.
Yeah, I mean, he said he liked me, and, like, you know, if I ever came out to, you know, where he's based, to hit him up. And
Oklahoma City.
Sure. Yeah, that's where he's based.
You can go do a bombing there.
Exactly. But that was wild. Okay, makeup, hitting on young women, recording it while he's all doing it. Like, it was insane.
That's wild. It's weird how, like, just things that, like, seem so far from you when you're growing up, the closer they become, the weirder they are.
Yeah.
Not only are they weird, but it's almost always underwhelming too.
Right. It's true. It is. And I wanted to, like, impress him, so I lied and said that I jerked off to him in one of his movies. He looked like a girl. Because in one of the movies, he looks like a really pretty girl. Because he had, like, you know.
Yeah.
And he really liked that. He was like, yeah, of course he did. And then he goes to me. He goes, I did look like a pretty girl, didn't I? I'm like, you did. And then he goes, I'm legally blind, so I have to wear glasses to drive to see. Also, if I get pulled over, I will get arrested without my glasses on. So he's like, you need to take your glasses off. You're so much prettier without your glasses on. You have a beautiful face without your glasses on. Take them off. I said, I can't take them off. I'm driving. I won't be able to see. And then he takes my glasses off my face.
Oh, nice.
While I'm driving.
That's good that he was helping.
Yeah. And I was like, nah, bro, you don't understand.
You're like, I just hit a message courier yesterday. That's why I'm in a rental.
They hit me, bro. They hit me.
I know.
They hit me.
My bad.
The cyclist hit me.
Not only if the lawyers are watching, but just in truth, he did hit you.
He did hit me.
Yeah. He went through a red light. Mm-hmm. That's what happens when you go through a red light. You get hit by a lesbian in a fucking Honda Accord.
Exactly.
That's what happens.
Rocked, bro. He got rocked,
damn.
Man. And it was right after the Flophouse show that we just had.
Oh, that's right.
It was such a great time.
Yeah, you were like, I'm going to behave myself. I'm going to go home early. I'm not going to go out and drink.
No. I was. Thank God I didn't, because the cops would have been like, oh, you're DUI immediately.
Well, to be fair, if you had stayed out a little bit, then the guy would have went through the light.
That's what I thought, too.
You know?
My wife said that, too. My wife was like, you should have just went out with Brad and you wouldn't even hit the guy. And I'm like, yeah, you're right.
That's hilarious.
I should have just got fucking drunk.
What kind of fucking lesbian logic do you guys have going on over there? I was kidding.
Got dirty drunk and just not even ran into the guy.
Yeah, maybe you'll try harder when you're drinking and driving. You know, maybe you'll pay attention more.
It's true.
Yeah,
that is true.
Not that it was your fault for not paying attention.
No, so it was a green light, right? And he's coming down Washington, and I'm coming down whatever it was, and then I didn't see him at all. All of a sudden, I see him roll over my hood and smash into my windshield, and I was like, that's it. 21 years driving in New York. I've hit probably 3 moped people, 2 or 3 cyclists. You know what I mean? Like, this is the one where I finally killed someone. Statistically speaking, in 21 years, I'm bound to kill someone.
No,
you know?
Statistically speaking, you're not due to kill someone on a moped.
That was my first thought. I was like, that's it.
Girl math.
I killed a motherfucker. Girl math.
Girl math.
Yep. I killed this.
It's my turn to kill a messenger.
Yep, here we go. I killed him. So I get out of the car, and I'm like, he's not fucking moving. I'm like, yo, my first words are, yo, are you alive? Are you dead? Are you alive? And he's like, I can't move. And I'm like, you're alive? And then my second words to him were, it's your fault. You ran the light.
Yeah.
It's your fault. You ran the light. Say it. Say it right now. I said, say it. Say you ran the light. And he's like, yeah, I ran the light. It's my fault.
Good job.
Fuck that, bro. And he goes, can you take my book bag off me and move me out of the middle of the street? I said, I'm not touching you.
Yeah.
I'm not touching you because if I injure you, then that's it.
Yeah.
Cops get there. EMTs get there. They move them. He tells the cops that he says, I was on shrooms. I thought I was flying. I didn't even know I was on a bicycle.
God.
I didn't even know I was on a bicycle. I thought I was flying.
Well, I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad
mentally
you're okay.
I'm driving a Buick SUV right now. And the license plate is LBT, bro.
Damn. Lesbian,
bisexual, transgender.
I respect it.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. Then you pull up next to me, you see that license plate, and you're like, what, you get that on purpose? I'm like, no, it's a rental. But yeah, I'm suing him for my deductible, so.
Well, I'm glad you're okay.
I'm glad he's not dead.
Those are great. Those are great tales from Sheri's car.
Yeah.
You were talking about having the EMT come, and that's what today's episode is all about, actually.
Yeah,
Our guest that's coming up in just a second.
It's true.
He's a firefighter for the New York Fire Department.
FDNY!
And a former EMT. And we're going to take a quick little break, and we'll be right back with him. Boom.
Oh yeah.
We're here with a real man, a man of integrity. Give it up for Sheri. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey,
this man is from the Midwest, where you just work with your hands.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. This is Andres Marin. Did I pronounce that correctly?
You did.
Yeah, Andres Marin. Hell yeah.
Andres.
The emphasis on the S. Sometimes people Andre, but it says S right there.
Andres.
Ooh, yeah, there we go. You've been in New York for more than 10, 15 years.
21 years in June.
Gangsta, salute.
Damn. Yeah, you grew up here, right?
Yeah, I grew up here. I grew up in the Boogie Down, man.
Oh,
Bronx.
Damn.
Yeah.
Boogie Down Bronx. Okay, so we're about the same age. You grew up in the 90s, 2000s?
Word up, man.
All right, okay. And you're a Mets fan up in the Bronx? Bro, what?
Yeah, no, it's a lot of controversy, man. But
a lot of controversy.
Yeah, a lot of my family, they're definitely really big into the Yankees. But my grandfather, he originally was a Yankee fan. Then, you know, if you do your Googles, there was a guy named Vic Power. He was a dark Puerto Rican like myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he made it, he was rising up through the ranks, made it to AAA. And then this is, I think, 50s, 60s, you know? So
okay,
Yankees,
a while ago, yeah.
Yeah, instead of bringing up a chocolate man like myself, they're like, oh, we're going to trade you because...
Oh, damn.
Yeah, with that. And then also, I'm a fan of the underdog, too, you know?
Yeah, you like suffering if you're a Mets fan, bro.
I also do comedy, so
That's true. You are a comedian. We met doing comedy shows. How long you been doing comedy for?
Just about 2 years, man.
Yeah.
And shout out to you guys. Thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity and love.
Yes,
like,
sir.
Authenticity within this, I guess, this art, whatever you want to call it, this expression.
Blue collar art, community.
You earn everything.
Yeah, yeah.
You're doing it right. You earn everything. And I just appreciate
eventually you learn it. I think, you know, you get opportunities
Find
quicker
your voice.
sometimes, but
Find your voice,
you know, whatever.
eventually.
Yeah, we definitely come from both of us blue collar backgrounds where it's like, you know, you go work for it. Yeah.
Trash of the white, baby.
Yeah.
But out there and get it.
The crazy thing about you is your day job, that you have like such a respectable
man.
like a civil what do you call it? Civil
servants.
I guess. Yeah, I mean
Civil service.
Yeah,
Some would say the sexiest men in the United States are FDNY.
Hey,
oh
man,
shit!
I don't know about all that.
Come on, don't lie. You pull being a New York firefighter.
It doesn't hurt being a firefighter on a dating app.
Correct.
It doesn't.
I bet. Oh my god.
It doesn't hurt. He says.
It doesn't.
But no,
It doesn't hurt. I'm an FDNY from the Bronx.
Yeah, you know
No
what?
big deal.
You got some guys. Let me tell you, man. You got guys out there who do the job that I do, that do a little too much on these dating apps.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's douchebags in every field.
Shirtless selfies with the.
Oh really?
Hey, yeah, man. I don't want to say too much. We can talk about it off air, but like People always find out, and then
it comes back. I see. I got you.
I mean, have you ever been in the FDNY calendar?
Nah, so they discontinued that like a couple years back.
Damn.
But they're bringing that back now, but
As they should. Why wouldn't they?
I feel
Isn't that good for everyone? You know?
I would think, and then the money goes to the foundation.
I was gonna say donation. Yeah,
and the foundation helps like equipment and CPR training, stuff like that. So it's really good.
That's what's up. Yeah.
But they're bringing it back, and I'm not interested, man.
Not interested.
Nah, you guys know who Theo Von is, right?
Of course, yeah.
You know his backstory about how he went on. I think it was it Real World or?
Oh
Road
yeah,
rules.
yeah, sure, yeah.
Road rules.
Yeah. And just knowing about his story, that like really messed him up a bit as far as like he just had to work that much harder to just his steps up. So it's just like And
you don't want to be a sexy firefighter because it's gonna hurt your comedy career.
Yeah,
that's the problem all comedians have. They're like, well, I don't want to be a sexy firefighter, So
I don't want to be known as
I'm a sexy firefighter.
And then also like I'm in all right shape, but for that you got in the gym.
You got to do a little water fast or something like that. You know?
I mean, you look like you're in shape.
I'm all right, man. And, just kind of keep a baseline physical fitness for the people. That's all it is.
What's the physical fitness test like for a New York Fire Department?
It's called a CPAT, and then what they do is they make you wear a weighted vest, and it's kind of like an obstacle course. They have you like run through it. It's a tunnel, and like drag a dummy, stuff like that.
It sounds like something white women would pay to do.
Yeah.
Have like a little immersion or
it's
something
tough
like
water
that.
right here.
Listen, once this pops off, just open up the gym, guys.
There you go.
Right here.
Yeah, that's true.
Co-owners
of. They can open it up downstairs, down the street.
Yo, one shop, one stop. Yeah.
Right here in Brooklyn, let them go off. All these Brooklyn mommies out here trying to get shredded. Yeah.
Taking over Bushwick.
Hell yeah, anytime. Yeah. Oh my God. That's what's up, man. And you were an EMT before that, so you've definitely like rose up the ranks in that side of your career. So you are like, how long you been a firefighter for?
Almost 8 years. I do want to say something though, man.
Yeah, please do.
Yo, man, EMS was a wild time.
I believe it. I believe it.
Like you make no money,
right? Yeah.
And then especially when you first start. But it was all right. I was an EMT at 23. You've been here for a minute, and then you've been here a little bit too. Back in 2013, a 3-bedroom was $1,800.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Sure. And man,
you can't get a studio for that really now, unless it's not in the neighborhood you don't want. But
yeah, probably Jersey, but
yeah,
you make no money, and you man, bro, you name it, you see it, and you're just kind of dealing with kind of like just the 911 system, and just always something going on. Man, there's a lot of sick old people, but then there's also people who call 911 for whatever reason they want. I've had 23-year-old men with toothaches before.
Oh
what?
My God.
Tell him to call his mother, bro.
Yeah,
call his
that's
mommy.
ridiculous. Like as a call, someone just with a
100%. People call 911. I've had tummy aches. People call, so you see a little bit of everything. Sometimes you pick up people twice in a day.
Damn.
Yeah, you think comedians have addiction problems?
Jesus,
man. Yeah. So what'll happen is
try having nothing going on.
Oh man,
right. I need to call 911 and hang out with my friend.
Yeah.
Jesus
Christ.
That's
honestly,
sad,
it's messed
bro.
up.
It sounds like a lonely grandma situation. That's sad. Yeah.
A lot of the time, unfortunately, you see some patients more than your own family working.
Oh,
because you're going back to their house that much,
or on the street.
Gotcha.
There's certain. I want to say throughout the city, man.
Because
you're kind of just hanging out.
Not even that, man. There's certain locations in the city. Anybody who works EMS will tell you there's certain locations when the call comes in, there's like a 95% chance that it's this person.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then you ain't putting the sirens on to go to them, huh? You just driving.
No, we put the sirens.
Yeah, you do. Like that's Mary Beth calling to get her tooth out again.
No.
Not
everybody gets the.
Let's go to Duncan first. And
then everybody
put the sirens on and go to Duncan, and then we'll drive over.
And
Man.
then we'll cruise on over.
Yeah, but yeah, you see some people a lot, and then man, I done had it before where this is where it gets like interesting, where somebody will call, some drinking, whatever, and then if you don't put them on the stretcher, we don't have patients before they pee in the back.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've called 911 on my girlfriend because she pissed the bed before, and she was like ODing on alcohol or whatever. and the EMS come in, and it was disgusting. Like they had to pick her up, you know.
Yeah, man.
They had to cut off her jeans and all that. Yeah, and then they took her to Elmhurst in the mental hospital. But I mean, I have stories.
Is she good? Is she all right?
She might be dead. I don't know. And this was years ago. But I will say that every EMS worker that I've had contact with, whether it be me from getting maced, getting in a car accident, fights, bar fights, whatever, or calling for friends, you guys are like, there's just something inside you that is just like so nice and so kind and humble. It's like, I call you guys like street angels. It's like, there's something about you guys that like, there's a tolerance and a patience that you have that I would never be able to have that.
I think in order to function in just like an EMS, just the money, man, people bust their ass, bro.
Yeah.
And I want to say, like, honestly, New York, man, like, we have such great EMTs, medics. A good medic can make so much of a difference in you surviving or whatever you're going through, or like, just
which is crazy that they're getting paid the amount they're getting paid, because it's like a few dollars over minimum wage, and that's about it. Yeah,
EMTs, it's not nearly enough, and then paramedics, it's a little more, but their whole thing is like, all right, well, you can move up, whatever, blah blah blah, or you become a firefighter, or a lot of EMTs become cops,
right?
But it's man, you have people who just love like pre-hospital medicine and like who really live for it, man.
Right.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, there are times where it is like, I mean, it can be fun and exciting, be it like a medical call, or sometimes you have it to where people get discharged and they're like post-surgery, and then they're like, all right, if you feel this way, come back to the hospital. Very low stakes.
Yeah.
You go into somebody's house, you see their crib, you see like their 4 dogs and their parrot.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, yo, it's like
intimate, real intimate details.
Going into people's houses is like, man, it was so fun. And then the thing that I loved about it is, I think, you know, most comics, most people, at least I think us, we like novelty, right? Like we like things changing.
That's true.
Moving.
New experience. Yeah.
You're in an ambulance, you're driving around, you know, people's houses and whatnot. You're always on the go. So it was a fun time.
Yeah, you can't stay stagnant. You have to be go, 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 especially being a firefighter, EMT. Yeah. One of my best friends, lesbian. She's an EMT. She drives. She calls it the bus.
Yeah, the bus.
Bus.
You know,
what is that? Like a big van or something like that?
That's the ambulance.
Oh, gotcha. They call it the bus. I see. Yeah. It's an actual
That's what they call it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If you watch like Third Watch, or like any show regarding EMS, I want to say anything close to like
Law and Order.
Yeah, they'll call for a bus.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Because it's like, all right, they'll take whoever the patient from here to whatever.
She tells me wild stories. What are some wild stories that you've had? Like, I mean, wild, disgusting, you know.
Well, you name it, I've seen it. But like, this is a comedy. Yeah, this is a comedy podcast.
Nah, you could say it and then we'll joke around too.
Oh man,
you got cauliflower under her titties. Like nasty stuff, like gross. Yeah,
I'll tell you. So
someone was shot, maybe.
Man, there's been. Oh nah, man, I've seen. This is the thing too. You see a lot of people die, right? Like death.
Okay.
Yeah, just getting into it. The first time that you see, at least for me, I can't speak for anybody else, but the first time you have somebody who doesn't make it, it's like it's kind of sad. You know, I'm not even gonna lie.
Kinda, yeah. I can't even imagine.
Yeah,
you become numb after a while after seeing so much of it.
I think everybody deals with it differently. When I dealt with it, there was an officer, like a lieutenant. He was just like, you know, he gave me a little speech. It was concise, and it was just like he observed. My partner was like, yeah, he just had his first, whatever, and so he kind of comforted me a bit. But after that, man, you get better at it, dealing with it. You just like, you know, unfortunately adults, we all have an expiration date, you know?
Yeah.
And if it's an adult, you know, of course the stakes in the scene could mess you up a bit, but like generally it's you learn how to work through it. Kids, that's a different story, man. That's
brutal. Jesus,
yeah, but that's not for this podcast.
Yeah,
I really don't want to. Whoever,
for sure.
No, I get that.
But you got some adrenaline junkies too. People, bikes, things like that.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people getting hit on bikes.
Yeah, she just hit a guy on a bike.
He hit me.
That's right. I'm sorry. I keep saying that wrong for the lawyers.
He did.
E-bike?
Nah, he was on a regular bike, and he was coming down a one way, and it was a red light, and he ran the red light, and it was a hill too, so he had momentum. He was rolling. All of a sudden, I saw him, boom, right over shattered my windshield, glass all in my face.
Right after our show the other night.
It was that
For
night
real?
I saw you.
Oh man,
Yeah.
shit!
Yeah.
Like right
Yeah.
a few
Right
minutes
after Ashley
that?
went
Yeah.
home. Ashley went home that
Fuck.
night.
Yeah, I should have just came out with you guys, but yeah, that
How
was
bad
that.
were you?
I was fine. I mean, he's alive. He's fine. Yeah. So.
Nobody got unalived.
No.
Nothing that
I
serious,
figured
yeah.
maybe I've hit some guys on mopeds before.
Yeah.
I've definitely hit a few have hit me.
You Grand Theft Auto in real life.
Yeah, this is like
Yeah.
maybe the 4th or 5th cyclist I've hit. But I don't count doors. So when you open your door, and you don't see, and then they come flying over the door.
category.
That's why I can't even count how many I've
Different
doored.
episode.
Yeah, a few I've
gotta
doored
think
here and
back,
there.
reflect
Oh my
back.
God, I'm
Yeah,
gonna want to clip this so
word.
bad.
Yeah.
But even then, the EMS worker that was on the scene, EMT EMS, she was a hot body, man. Some of these girls, they're
So I'll
got
break
that
it down.
booty in the uniform. Shout
it-
her out.
Yeah, I think to survive, you're picking people up.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah,
shout
they're
out.
thick girls, but they're in shape. Thick
Oh
girls.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yo, all credit to all women in EMS, man, because I remember once we had this like, people live on like 5 or 6 floor walk-ups.
Oh god.
Oh God, you got to
Yeah.
carry their fat ass down.
Oh god.
You got somebody
Put 'em on your shoulder.
My words, not yours.
It's a stair chair,
Yeah.
and you got somebody who's like pregnant, and you're like, all right, you're not gonna walk or something
Yeah.
related to like the heart, cardiac issues.
Oh, no.
It's like, all right, we're gonna do this, and they hold it down.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
The
they do.
overwhelming majority of women in EMS hold it down. So like, all credit to them, man.
Are most of them lesbians?
I would think. There's a healthy amount of LGBTQ plus represented in
Look at that
EMS.
politically correct answer,
Yeah,
ladies and
Media journal.
Bunch of fucking thick dykes in FDNY.
Wide
baby.
variety.
TD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good EMTs, good medics. That's what matters.
Non-binaries, shout them out.
Yeah, for sure. But a lot of good people. I'm blessed to have.
Do y'all be having like rivalries with cops and stuff like
Oh
that?
yeah.
Or like the post office or some shit?
Sanitation.
No, right?
Sanitation, yeah, any of them.
I think most cops work too much overtime to do anything.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
Yeah, nah, man.
They work like 80, 90 hours just like trying to stack it up.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yo, I
That's
just.
a lot.
I get why they're shooting teenagers. They're sleepy.
Tired, man.
They're like,
I thought it was my taser. That wasn't my taser.
you kind of looks like that guy.
I'll tell you this right now, though,
Whoopsie.
man. When I was in EMS, man, you're not making nearly enough. I don't know how I did it, to be honest, but like, I thought about being a cop for a quick second,
Yeah.
and I'm so happy that I didn't go that route. I don't know if I could.
You seem like too pure of a soul.
I think I do what I need to
Yeah.
do and try to like walk a fine line, but
Yeah.
like, I'm just so much. I don't know if I would have been friends with you guys. Obviously,
Right.
Brad. Yeah, I would just.
I have a lot of friends that
We
are
would have
cops.
met in a very different context.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, not for sure, but I don't know. I just feel like some people view comedy as comedy. Some people view it as art. I just feel like just the FDNY and art better align versus like
I agree.
law enforcement.
I could see that because you guys have more trauma and you guys are more self-aware. Not that cops
Was
don't
that-
have trauma, but they dig it down deep more. Maybe I don't know.
They have to be more secretive because
Yeah.
a firefighter, I feel like, is going in and you're
Oh,
only
yeah.
helping a situation.
Yep.
Yeah. We're
You
not
know.
enforcing laws or seatbelt or this person called they
Yeah.
want him out of the house or man,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're not trying to apprehend bad people, So
Word,
like, yeah, that's a big
man.
difference,
Yeah.
You're saving. You guys are literally saving people.
Hey,
and helping people,
it's
so-
service. Yeah,
Yeah.
you help somebody needs us to come through and help. It's life and property. That's really protecting
Yeah.
life, protecting property versus law enforcement,
Yeah.
and
Right.
wild stuff like order of protection and
Yeah.
kids, stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bad people, and they. I mean, of course, bad people. There isn't a place for them, in society, but then where their job gets complicated is just like, man, going against the history of policing, and then you got some people who just kind of need to be doing the right thing a little more. But there are a lot of, I want to say, like working EMS, there's a healthy amount of like good cops, but a lot of them leave. To be honest,
They end up leaving. That makes sense. Yeah.
but there are good.
You
cops.
talk about how the fire department can align with art a lot better than a police officer. Was that something you were like actively thinking about when you started like the whole process like 8-9 years ago or whatever?
I think subconsciously, man, it's like, well, shit, you know, like, man, yeah, they always say, being a firefighter is the greatest job in the world. So
it's really rewarding.
Yeah,
most
so
likely.
You don't really hear anybody say that about being a cop. You know?
Right, yeah, that's true.
So you
you can't take bribes or anything like that.
Nah.
But like, let's say you
I would never.
there's a fire, right?
Yo, nah. During COVID, everybody got like free food and stuff.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
Well,
yeah.
no, I'm not talking about food. I'm talking about there's a fire, okay? And you go and you put the fire out, but this part of the room didn't burn down, and it's like 10 kilos of cocaine. What are you doing? You gonna take it and sell it on the side?
No, I don't want
On the
any
record,
problems.
Jesus.
I don't want any problems with 10 kilos of coke.
Marijuana.
I've known goons before, and yes, that's a problem I want nothing to deal with.
Just put it in your fire hat and keep it moving.
Yo, what?
Call me. I can help you.
Yeah, she knows how to like remove that stuff. She's
Yeah,
especially.
Call me the trash man.
Yeah, you're good to go. You know what?
I know some dirty cops too. I've known some dirty. I bought cocaine off a cop. Anyway.
Oh wow, we're learning.
I'm joking.
Today.
It's a joke. Yeah. Do you guys have like PBA cards like cops have?
So
it's like a get out of jail free card.
So you can bowl for free at any point.
Yeah.
I mean, so generally the working relationship between firefighters and cops is pretty decent. You know, like
you guys play against each other in like softball tournaments and
sports. The big one is hockey.
Hockey, that's cool.
Oh, really?
That's cool.
Hockey. They have like boxing and stuff too.
Yes, they do.
You know?
Yeah.
And I mean, cops. I mean, you know, listen, bad cops, bad people, but like I said, good cops, good people. There are like, you know, it's just to the good cops, it's just like, well, shit, all right, and then the support is there generally amongst us. So like, you know, you might get pulled over. Yeah, just have a conversation, whatever, maybe your ID or something like that.
Yeah, of course.
I might be saying too much. You might have to.
I kind of want to shift anyway. To be honest with you, like, we'll shift.
Can you edit this out, please? Yeah.
No, I have a PBA card, and I don't show it to them. I just give them my license, and I have it on the side so they can see that I have a PBA card.
Or something like that.
You know,
something like that.
I'm not gonna be like, I have a PBA card, but if they notice it, they'll be like, all right, you know, that's like when I got in an accident the other night. I was just like. I let them see it.
Yeah, I support you.
It's like having an extra $20 license plate or whatever with the we support the or whatever, you know.
It comes back to the salute. That's it, man.
Damn, that's so real. That is super true. Yeah. Let's shift, okay? Because you've been doing comedy for a couple years now, and it's I'm curious, like, because obviously, you know, as a firefighter, that's the context of like, you know, like being in the community, being, you know, like a civil servant, like we talked about or whatever. And there are huzz that come knocking that way because of that. Do you find that in comedy you're getting similar attention or different attention or no attention?
What'd you say, huzz?
The huzz, you know.
The hood,
yeah,
baby.
That's funny as hell. So this is. Can I talk a little bit more about something? I just want to say.
Can I incriminate myself?
No, just
incriminate.
BMS. So real quick, man. So I was an EMT at 23. Just how
baby.
Yeah, getting into comedy. Everybody's story is a little different, right? I don't know if we have enough time. I would love to hear your guys. Obviously, podcast story. You know, edited down, but I did improv before I did stand up.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I did improv. Improv.
I have an improv background.
No, but he does.
But
I'm just kidding.
Sheri,
I'm hating. I wanted to do it. I never did.
Sheri's already gay without having to take action to do it.
We should all go to an improv jam. It's a good time.
Oh my god.
It's the opposite of a mic. Everybody is so supportive.
That's so real.
Yeah,
so
nobody
real.
Leaves. Nobody. You're like
it's like an AA meeting.
They don't have a house. That's why.
Yeah,
it's a cult.
No, I did improv for a very long time. I did it while I was doing stand up, but
that's awesome.
I like went through Chicago. I did multiple years at Second City. Did a bunch of shows with them. IO, Annoyance.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a great appreciation of improv. I have a yes and tattoo on my ribcage, which is unfortunately not a joke.
Oh yeah, I was trying to look at your face to see how it's you.
Damn. But Yeah, having said that, that's interesting because I a lot of people that I've met that have similar stories or energy. Yours is unique, obviously, but they do find themselves in improv classes for some reason, and I don't know if that's like like it's kind of like people that like are trying to better their life, I guess. Like if they're looking for like.
Yeah,
like if it's the same person that would read like a self-motivation book or like something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think in New York, man, it's just there's so many people, and apparently there's a loneliness epidemic going on.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, when you have something like an improv, I think it's all about community.
It's the group, yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah,
It's the
like,
group.
yo,
yeah.
Built-in 11 friends. Yeah.
Word,
Yeah.
word.
Yeah.
And then with stand up, right? Like I feel like it's a little harder to get community unless you're like the young Brooklyn crowd, whatever. But with improv, man, everybody just doing classes where I did them. I feel like it's just, man, it's very wholesome people. Even this gets a little political, but like very wholesome.
They're pretty innocent.
Yeah.
For the most part. Usually they're like just weirdos.
That's my problem with them.
Nice weirdos. Or they're corporate people or people that, are coming there. I mean, it's a lot of different people, I guess, especially at a early
I feel like
level.
a lot of them come from privilege, where more comedians come from more trauma and like a crazier background.
That was a big problem in Chicago.
Yeah.
It was like this city that was like completely segregated, right? But the majority of their population was black, and lived under the poverty line.
Of course.
And yet this institution that's like a mile or 2 miles from that divided line had no black representation for the first 50 years.
Insane, right?
Like there were here and there, you have your Tim Meadows, you have like all these like little people along the way that are doing, not little people, but just like little glimpses of that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't representing the city of Chicago very well. So the last 10 to 12 years, they went like so far into like trying to like, expand their diversity department and, all that stuff, which was ultimately a good thing. A lot of great talents come out of that. But
course,
I agree. It generally, like, who has $300
Right.
to spend every 2 months,
Yeah,
Quite-
exactly.
to go pretend like you're a fucking duck, like
Yes, and quack, quack, yes, and zip, zap, za, whatever Brad said. Yeah.
How'd you guys get into comedy? Like, what was like the drive? You grow up watching XYZ?
Oh, yeah,
or
yeah,
just
yeah.
like
Big-
I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but we're both comedy nerds.
Yeah, big comedy fan for me. I mean, I've been watching like my favorite comedian is Red Fox, like from Sanford and Son, like, and then he taught like Richard Pryor, and the list goes on. But I got into comedy 3 years ago. May 1st was 3 years, and it was because I needed something to do, and I wanted to stop cheating on my wife.
And that's not a joke.
It's true. Like I wanted to get out of these streets. I'm 40.
yeah, you look great.
I get Botox and Ozempic, and well, but thank you.
Working out.
My pussy is tight like a tiger.
Hey.
But do you think improv? Don't you improv all the time though? Like in your daily work, like
Yeah.
like not technically, but like you're improving. Like you have to talk to these people on the fly and like answer.
Yeah, you gotta.
So you're probably really good at the improv because of that, right? Like life experience.
Improv is just so much listening based, and I think that's what people. Just overall communication. It's about listening, right?
Okay.
You asked one of my more crazy calls. There was one, man, we got called. I'll give you two examples.
Yeah, let's
actually.
hear it. I love it.
Yeah, it's like, it's nothing violent, grotesque. It's something I
No,
think
but something
there's a
that
comedic
hit you.
element.
Something that
So
hit you.
there was two. I'll give you, I think, the more entertaining of the two first. We get called. It comes in, I think it was like a non-critical injury or behavioral emergency. There's different priorities of medical calls. So we go, and then my partner was like, oh, I went here the day before. So come to find out, it's this, I want to say maybe like a 16, 17-year-old, this young, like autistic male. And like his whole thing was that he didn't like uniforms, Like there was a situation where we had to assess him and everything.
But it scared him to see you guys.
Yeah, and he would like, he's a big boy. Like, if he's uniform, like, he's
retard strong.
He's letting him fly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
with that, I had to take off my shirt and give this guy blood
Smart.
pressure,
You thought
stuff
of
like
that.
No, it was a bunch of cops there, and like,
he's like, oh,
do
cool,
this.
one sexy cool guy.
Oh man, yeah.
In a white
That's
t-shirt.
my friend.
And he was
friend, rule.
he was half asleep too, so I'm here like now trying to wake this dude up, man. And thankfully that didn't happen. But yeah, you have moments like that, man. And then there was another time, this woman, she behavioral emergency. Sometimes people have like nurses that visit them. I think she was on like behavioral medication, and then the nurse came in and there was like kind of like depression or maybe suicidal ideation. She communicated that, so they're like, you have to go. She didn't want to go. She didn't want to go to the hospital. That happens a lot too. People that are like, you gotta go, and they know, and it's the whole thing. Big girl, very big girl, and I'm like, yo, and the cops were there. They saw how big she was, and they're like, yo, they didn't want to do it. So just talking, just listening. I feel like it really, with empathy and like active listening, just talking. I'm like, yo, I understand you want to go. I wouldn't want to go too.
Right.
This is how it all worked out. It's messed up, but you have to go. Just talking and listening and just trying to like work your way through the situation. And I think the fact that she felt listened to.
Yes.
Yeah, it just
it
made
helped
everything
her.
better.
Yeah,
man.
That's all people really want anyway.
That's
it's
true.
Just to be heard.
They just want to be heard.
That's what we're doing, right? We're trying to make up for our childhood.
I guess so. Yeah,
man. I think it just that it's big. I wondered, and this is what I was gonna ask you guys. This was on my mind. I feel like comedy is a lot of things for a lot of people, but one of the many things that I like about comedy is just like being likable, right? Like,
oh God, I'm
being
working on that
liked
one.
by an audience.
Likeable.
Yeah.
Likeable.
Being liked by your audience, right?
Right,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, how much does that matter to y'all? Like,
Ooh,
You answer
I
this
play.
one.
I play with it a lot.
You answer this one. He's way better at it than me.
What do you
No,
mean?
you're a
What do you
great
mean? What do you
communicator.
mean?
He's just more he's more confident. Like I've learned from him
You're
to be like
you're
more
super
confident.
likable on stage.
Yeah,
Let's
but
start with
but you
that.
have seen me walk off after 8 minutes and I walk off, or like
Yeah.
but
I've-
freeze up,
I've done
or I
that
just
too.
leave the show. I'm like, Brad, I'm not doing this show.
I've
and
done,
I just leave.
I've done that within
been
the
a
last
while,
2 or
but-
3 years, and I've been doing stand up over a decade. You've done it in your first few years,
Yeah,
and you
that's
know,
true.
like that's you know, it's you get your ego so involved that when they don't respond how you want,
Right.
sometimes your ego rejects. And
Right.
like if you're doing it every night, I feel like there's going to be points where stuff like that happens. To be honest with
Yeah.
you, if you're taking risks or if you care.
Exactly.
Unless there's these people that have like this sociopath tendency to like
Delusional.
just like stay locked in or discipline, I guess.
Reps
Maybe
over.
you're a type of guy who would never have an ego trip like that, on stage. I don't know, but
Yeah.
me and Sheri live on the edge for sure.
Yeah,
But,
and he's taught me actually, like, because he's seen me like crash out sometimes, and he's just like, "Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
This isn't gonna matter." And then I was like, "It matters."
Also, a
And then
crash out
after
is
a while,
kind of
it doesn't.
interesting too.
I learned
but
from
yeah.
it, and it made me like better.
But in terms of likability,
Yeah.
that could be argued as one of my biggest weaknesses in comedy.
you just don't give a fuck, which is great too.
It is
Yeah.
good for how funny I can be at times, but then also I feel like I have shot myself in the foot a lot with a lot of opportunities. But that's not even something that I try to dwell on too much, because then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, and then you fall into the same hole.
Yeah.
But-
Stop putting it out in the universe.
Yeah, exactly. But traditionally speaking, like playing with likability is crazy. Like someone like Norm Macdonald, goes out of his way to like do the anti-joke, to like like sometimes just says fuck the
Jezelnik,
audience,
yeah.
and he's
doesn't
so
give a
great because of it.
shit.
Man. Even like who's the greatest living comic maybe, and like the best joke writer in New York for sure, David Tell. And he goes out there and he'll do whatever. He'll take any risk. The audience early on in his career, I know, didn't like rock with him all the time or whatever. And I think if you're not willing to be unlikable sometimes, I guess,
you gotta
then-
get to the line. Yeah.
That's what I had to learn. Yeah.
That's-
I had to learn not everyone's gonna like you.
Yeah.
Oh
You know?
yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's
And then maybe
Shit.
you're not doing anything.
Right.
Word.
Like
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know. I mean, but also at the same time, there's little things too, like, oh, maybe just smile in between a joke, like,
Or
just, like,
I'll do a little dance,
do
or
a
I'll
fake
like
smile,
yeah.
just like make it look like you're not miserable up there
Oh,
too.
yeah.
There's like a
Right,
skill set of that,
right.
so
Yeah.
that's a different thing. But yeah,
you have to convey that you're having fun. It's wild, man, right? Like with a pause or a smirk or a smile,
Yeah.
it can make or break like
Yeah.
this long bit.
Yep.
And that's the
For
fascination behind this, right?
Yeah.
Just a pause, a little bit of tension.
Timing.
Too much, but too little, and just tone, body language. It's really mind blowing how just the nuance of it is just fascinating.
You're 2 years in.
Yeah.
I'm 3 years in, so we're right on the same right. And that's what I'm learning too. You know, like pause. You know, timing. Like say this later, say that. You know, there's nuances to it. But I only saw you once. Was it last week or
right before you hit that guy?
Yeah, right before
Or
he hit me.
Nah.
You're very likable. You're very funny.
Oh, I appreciate
Very
that,
likable.
man.
And this was before I knew you were a firefighter. So.
Oh no, I appreciate that.
That's true. Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't lead with that, which I think is
Yeah, you
smart,
don't lead
too.
with that.
Nah,
Yeah.
yeah. Funny enough, I did a show once and somebody was like, "You should lead with that."
You
I'm
really,
like,
you should lean into that.
Honestly, if,
Some
if,
of it, not the whole thing.
Maybe get comfortable with what you want to do.
Yep.
And then,
Yeah.
and then lean into it when the time is right too.
Exactly.
You know.
where
It'll come.
I have
It'll
this
come.
whole thing. I have like material on it, but like it isn't necessarily. I don't think my best, nor that I like to say it a
Right,
lot.
right.
But like, yeah,
You want to do it justice when like you do bring it up. Is that
yeah.
kind of your
So
point?
I did. So like, I think a rite of passage in the New York comedy scene is like obviously industry room, right? So like
Sure.
something like that. I'll throw it out there, get an audience on my side, you know. But I learned whatever I did that. Have y'all done industry? Which
Yeah.
you both should. Yeah.
No, I've done it.
I have
yeah.
Do
not.
it again.
I have not.
Yeah,
I
I'm
got
trying
booked.
to get
I got
Brad.
booked for a whole year.
Oh, that's awesome.
After
Yeah,
that.
you still
yeah.
get booked there every once in a while.
I have a show at Greenwich tomorrow.
Nice. There you go.
Because of the relationships I built there.
Shout out.
Some
you
people
and
talk-
Rich, gang.
Rich Brooks, bam, bam. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, industry room. You're right. They book you.
You
yeah.
you want it, but I feel like with that, right? Like with the shows, whatever, with the live audience, it's like, all right, you know, you want to get the audience on your side. Now, I don't know. Like for me, I start out with like this self-deprecation type bit.
Oh, I do.
and,
You have to do that.
Observation.
Looking like this, you have to.
And then it's funny. I feel like the
to.
vulnerability of it too, right? Like I'm learning a vulnerability. Really, it just brings people in, and it's like. I
That's
think
so
it's
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes them care if you care.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's healing too. Like I would never be able to take these jokes about myself before comedy. And now I'm calling myself Aaron Carter and, you know, all this. I would never be able to do that. I'll punch you in the face if you called me that 5 years ago.
So you could argue that comedians are more heroes than firefighters.
Oh, and you're a combo. You are a hero
yeah,
and a firefighter.
Nah.
We do appreciate your service. You have nice manicured nails.
Oh, shit.
I
As
wish.
well.
I just clip them, man. I
Nice.
wish.
Good
Yeah.
nail beds then,
Nice.
natural.
Yeah.
What? Well, I'm sorry. I just want to ask. Do you guys really have Dalmatians?
There are firehouses with Dalmatians. Shout out Ladder 20 on Lafayette Street. They have a Dalmatian, and man, it is a tourist attraction.
I
I'm telling
believe
you.
it.
bet,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
All
they
right.
sell
Goddamn.
t-shirts and hoodies.
Nice.
Wow. Good for
Yeah,
them, man.
yeah.
Have you ever gotten a cat out of a tree?
They got a cat out of scaffolding. I wasn't working that day. The cat ran out
So
of
New
the
York.
apartment.
Not a tree, but scaffolding. You know what I'm saying? That's awesome.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, it was there. They
Hell
broke out
yeah.
the 24 and they got the cat out of the scaffold.
That's
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah,
That's
it was-
sweet.
Unfortunately, we are out of time.
Yeah.
But please.
That was awesome.
Dude, that was great, man.
That
Thank you
flowed
much for
so
coming.
well.
Do you want to tell people where to find you and
Yeah.
what to support of yours?
Instagram.
Hopefully, I don't get anybody in trouble with what I said about the service.
Honestly, it was really clean. It wasn't what you
All
think
right,
it was.
cool,
Yeah.
cool.
It wasn't.
But
no.
yeah, man. Shout out this podcast. Shout out to Pimp Daddy.
We want to know about you. They know about
Yeah,
our
I'm at Dres J DRESJAY. These guys are great people. This guy, gal day.
I identify as a she.
All right, it is Brooklyn.
Galvey.
I don't know.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, I wasn't
I'm
sure.
43 years
This is
old.
only the second time.
And I am a girl.
Yes.
And I love my titties and pussy.
Yes, you already know June is upon us. We're turning it up for June. What's good? What we doing for June?
Fuck pride. Bring back gay bashing.
All right. Thanks
Just
for watching
kidding.
the Pimp Daddy
Just
podcast.
kidding.
We'll see you next
All
time.
right,
Bye, guys.
cool.
No, that was fun.